Some news to CNN. After winning 2 straight Women's World Cups, Ellis is stepping down as the coach of the US Women's National Team. She'll remain with the team for its 5-game victory tour, which begins this Saturday against Ireland in Pasadena. It all comes as the long-running pay dispute between the women's national soccer team and their bosses may be heading for court. The row was paused during the World Cup, long enough for the US women to scoop the trophy. Now the teams reacted angrily after the president of US Soccer released a letter on Twitter saying the US women are paid more, not less, than the men. Alex Thomas has more.
Richard, it was less than 3.5 weeks ago that US Soccer Federation President Carlos Cordeiro was embracing the players on the podium after they'd been crowned champions of the women's game for the 2nd World Cup running and the 4th time overall. The pay row had been put on hold so the team could focus on the tournament, and the hopes for a successful mediation seemed high at that point. But the mood of optimism has been dented by Cordeiro releasing what he calls a fact sheet, claiming the women players actually get paid more than the men while generating less revenue. According to Cordeiro's figures, US Soccer paid the women more than $34 million in salary and game bonuses between 2010 and 2018. That's over $7 million more than the men's team. He also claims the women's team earns nearly $85.5 million less in revenue. The fact sheet's release prompted a sharp response from Molly Levinson, spokesperson for the women players. She said the comparison is not a fair one because of the different way in which the men and the women's teams are paid, and that ultimately the men are paid a higher base salary and bonus per game than the women. Part of her statement read, "This is a sad attempt to quell the overwhelming tide of support the US women's national team has received. The US Soccer Federation has repeatedly admitted that it does not pay the women equally. This is why they use words like fair and equitable, not equal, in describing pay. Any apples-to-apples comparison shows that the men earn far more than the women. The US Soccer Federation fact sheet is not a clarification, it is a ruse." Levinson also stated that if US Soccer can't agree to this central fact, they will see them in court instead of mediation. Richard?
And interestingly, we have a statement from the US Men's Soccer Teams Players Association blasting the federation's president and backing the women's fight for higher wages. The statement says the federation downplays contributions to the sport when it suits them. The women's national team players deserve equal pay and are right to pursue a legal remedy from the courts or Congress.